Yo, it's FreddyFairhair. I'm here with Petar.
Hello everyone.
We're in Croatia. This is Zagreb. Have you ever approached girls before like this?
One or two times, but I'm not totally okay with that.
You used to be pretty shy, especially like 2 months ago, and you have improved over the last couple of months, and we're going to talk more about that later. But now we're going to actually try to get Petar to approach a girl.
Aj, bok. Kako si? Mogu sjeti?
A svaki put nam se neko hvali, moramo pričati na samo.
Daj, stvarno bih htio, ajde ako mogu.
Znači, svaki put kad budemo to gledati...
Daj, ajde, zanima me šta te muči. Jel to ono o čemu vi pričate?
Ne.
Pa nije, ja se isto mučim oko cure, na primjer.
Da, ali ove cure su drugčije.
They're lesbians, actually.
Oh. Is it cool if you're in that video that I'm going to post? Yeah, it's fine? Awesome. But how did it go?
Really well. It's really not so unnatural to talk to a stranger. It wasn't awkward at all. It wasn't... I don't think I have social anxiety anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I still get social anxiety. I still get socially awkward.
Yeah.
So
but,
it'll come back.
But the thing
like,
where you are...
I think you're out of the hell. I think you're not in that hopeless hell of social anxiety
If this
anymore.
is some kind of cluster where you get really fucked up, I managed to get outside.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, dude. Yeah.
Thanks.
I know Petar because he joined the SA strip down formula, and he also joined the membership, and we had a couple of coaching calls, just conversations on Skype. I remember from the first opening of the conversation that you said also that you were nervous and you had...
Yeah, when we made the call, I was feeling pressured. I don't know why, even though I know that you will teach me and you won't do any harm to me. I just felt anxiety.
Yeah, and the call went very well. I think you started to relax during the call.
Yes, yeah.
And that was a great call, by the way. The next call, I think it was a couple of weeks after.
Yes.
You had a series of stories. These couple of months have been very big for you.
Yes.
How would you describe your situation, your issues?
I'm not very good with speaking to people. I mean, I'm good with speaking to my friends and everything, but when I meet someone new, I just feel pressured and I feel that I have to say something smart, and it just ruins the vibe. I can't be free when I'm meeting someone new. When I was meeting someone new.
How are you feeling about that?
I was feeling like I'm missing out a lot because I saw the other people connecting, and it was just it was not a pleasant feeling for sure.
And how long were you struggling with this? Like through your teens?
It started back in the elementary school. In the 8th grade we had a chemistry class. I put it on the thing, the white thing for, and I didn't know how to put up the buttons.
Yeah.
And everyone in class they didn't know what the fuck was going on because it's just embarrassing thing not to know at that age, That was one of the traumatizing events.
Yeah, that hit you, that struck you hard.
Yes.
Yeah. There are definitely events where I was picked on, or I was not bullied really, but I was an easy target for things like that, actually, like not knowing how to do things.
Yeah.
But I actually had a lot of fun with it too. It was fun for a while, and then it went too far sometimes. So that's probably some of the most traumatizing experiences socially in my life, like events like that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel good. But then years and years later, you became you're 19 years old now?
Yeah, I'm 19 now.
Yeah, And you probably started working on yourself when you were
like 17.
17?
I just watched a lot of videos and I didn't took action. I was trying to meet strangers and things like that, but I just didn't do it because there was a lot of fear going on in me.
Yeah. But like 2 months ago, the breakthrough started happening. What happened?
I saw Julian Blanc advertising his current product. It's called Transformation Mastery, and he was talking about the exact same issues that I had at that time. 2 weeks later, when I bought the Transformation Mastery, I remembered your documentary about how you were prescribed social phobia and then you got through it with challenges and things like that.
Yeah.
And I checked out your channel again, and you were just putting out your own product about social anxiety. And I found it really cheap and I bought it, and that just helps a lot more with the Transformation Mastery. It was a great supplement.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Yeah.
Because Transformation Mastery, it's about accepting yourself.
There are some commonalities.
Yeah.
In
a lot of
those
commonalities, because you
programs.
were talking about how you should never run away from your fear. You should just accept it and embrace it. And that's basically what Julian is saying. You were also giving the steps for social anxiety. So that was my main target that I wanted to deal with.
I stressed in the program to go for the feeling.
Yes.
First and foremost, that's most important. And when I was and I know Julian does the same thing. Stresses the importance of going to the feeling, straight to the feeling. Yeah. The feelings that are in the subconscious, and to really do a real cleanup. That's my most important. That's maybe the most important thing I've come across in self-help. A lot of changes has happened in me after I took care of the emotional body, you can say, especially the past year. I feel a lot more free, and I wish I was 19 years old when I found this insightful paradigm. But you'll see it when you'll see it.
I started my journey into self-help world about 2 years ago, but 2 months ago I think I made 5 times more progress than the period before that.
Yeah.
Because it just gets to the root of your issue. You're not trying to optimize the things you have to deal with, but you're trying to accept that you suck at something, and then it just goes naturally well.
I was really intrigued by your stories between the first call that we had and the second call, and I'm not taking full credit for this. This is something that has been working inside of you as well, and you've listened to other teachers and other teachings. But what happened after the first call? You went to a conference. Was that the first thing that happened?
Yeah, the TED thing.
TEDx, yeah.
Yes, the TED Live event. So I went there. I got there alone. We had a Facebook group for that event, and we decided to meet to have a recognizing sign of meeting as having a banana. And I was looking around trying to find someone, and nobody was having it. So I just sat down with the volunteers. That was the first time I introduced myself to a bigger group on my own.
Yeah.
And after that, I saw the one guy with the banana, and we talked, we connected.
One guy with a banana, yeah.
The leader of our Facebook group came up to me while I was drinking beer alone by myself. And she asked me if I want to do an interview just to promote TED for national television or for their Facebook groups. I felt a lot of resistance in that moment. I started to think about it, and I knew that it was the best decision that I could make. Yeah, then she just introduced me to the crew, and we were starting to record. At that time I felt intense anxiety sensations in me, and that was, I think, the most
Anxious you have ever felt?
that I can remember for sure. Yeah. It took like 5 takes or something.
Oh yeah.
And they said it was okay and that I can go, and I felt like a complete winner.
Nice. And now we're doing this, and you don't seem
I don't.
that affected.
It didn't affect me at all.
Yeah.
Because after that event, I did the emotional release, and I think that helped a lot, because I accepted this part of me that is afraid of being exposed.
That triggered a lot of emotional crap that came up.
Yes, when you try to call up the event where you were triggered, the same sensations start to build up, and then you dive into them and you just breathe through them and you release them, and that helps tremendously.
I guess after the camera, was there anything happening after the camera thing that
yes.
day? Yeah, you met somebody, right?
Yeah, I met the guy that was going to have a talk on the main event. This guy that I met was going to hold a speech in a TEDx Zagreb. I met him and I talked to him. I almost didn't felt anxious at all. It was weird being aware that I'm talking to a guy who is going to present something for 10 minutes in front of 600 people.
And it's getting broadcasted to a lot more people. Yeah, and he probably was an important person with a lot of credibility.
Yes,
and you normally would feel very anxious around a person like that, but this time
it just felt
was just
normal,
like talking to a normal person.
Like real friends.
Yeah, great. And you also got a new friend, right? Or you connected?
I connected with that guy that had only one that had a banana.
Yeah, the guy with the banana.
I went to him, and it turned out that we have a lot of things in common.
Yeah, that's cool. And this is something that happened because you went to that TED conference. Yeah. Did you have any anxiety towards going to?
Well, not really. I was really excited for it.
Inspired. Okay. Yeah. So that's what happens when you're doing things you're inspired to and excited. Something that just feels, this is me. This is what I'm gonna do. Like now I'm traveling and I'm meeting all these kinds of people, and you never know what it's going to lead into, but a lot of times it leads to great things. Like the YouTube channel was kind of I went to Santa Barbara where I met Brian and Luke, and then the YouTube thing happened. There's no way I could plan that, and that also made FreddyFairhair happen. So whenever you're doing things you're excited about,
new things keep popping out, and you're just amazed of how wild path can your life take.
And this reminds me of a news story for you, which is pretty wild, and I almost feel a little guilty for it.
I was watching his new product, and he mentioned about the importance of traveling. You are there on your own and you have nothing to do but meet people and talk with them, and that it's a really great way to challenge your social anxiety. And he recommended that traveling to Bali or Thailand, because they are very cheap countries.
Or Eastern Europe. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in the program, but I have not personally been in Bali or Thailand, but I have friends who went there because it's cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eastern Europe was also a great place. Or South America, some places in South America where it's cheap.
Then I have looked online about Bali, and I found it really interesting country. I was thinking about, am I inspired to do what I'm doing in college? I was studying physics. It just didn't felt like it was the thing I was supposed to do at that time. I just decided to quit that because I was doing it more and more for my family and not because of me and how it feels to me. And I decided to drop out of college.
That's a big decision, pretty much against your parents' will.
Yeah,
I'd safely.
They are fully against this decision.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't make up their minds because it's a hard.
Yeah, and that was a new courageous act of you
to admit to my parents that
still do it. Yeah, because that's a tough one. That's a really tough one for a lot of people. What the parents think. First of all, friends and people around, but parents, authority figures in your life. And that was very brave. That maybe is the bravest act of all of this that you've done.
Yeah, I don't.
And I'm not recommending people, and I hope I was clear about that in the program, that I was not recommending people to quit college, but it was an example. Making a change in your life can give you a lot of leverage and a new kind of aura. I hope it doesn't come out as direct as that you should quit college. This is a decision that Peter made on his own.
You said that we shouldn't be so free about our decisions. We should think it through, but I knew that, but I was becoming aware that this path of 5 years of studying wasn't going to make me better person or help the world in any way, because technology is raising with me or without me. I don't think that it's...
Yeah. There's so much that happened to you over the past month. Let's say you also have met girls too.
Yes.
Yes.
I met this one girl that in a college library.
We're gonna cut the sensitive information about that, but you have met girls, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And
now it's a lot easier for me to just meet girls, and I'm not pressured about what I should talk about. If I think that I run out of things to say, I will just start to laugh because of the absurdity of the situation. I'm not taking it seriously anymore.
Wow, yeah, that's huge. That's the kind of thing that that I hope happens with everybody who takes a chance on joining the essay strip down formula, that they change the relationship with their anxiety.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most important thing on this this journey out of social anxiety hell to social freedom heaven, if you will, to change the relationship with the fear and anxiety.
Yeah,
you're joining in on it instead of resisting it.
You must also realize that for the majority of times it's very irrational. You must come to the root of your issues, because you can avoid it. And I mean, what is the point in not being honest with yourself? It's like you are the only thing that you have in this world.
There's also a doing thing about this, but they kind of work together. You know, that realization that you had with emotional, that you are more than your feelings, you're more than your thoughts, and you're not resisting them, you're kind of joining in on them. So now you have you're not powered by your feelings anymore and thoughts.
Almost not at all,
Yeah, that's amazing. And that has also helped you with, now you can even approach random strangers and girls, we did yesterday. We filmed a little bit of it.
That is just amazing to me, because I never thought that I could do that on my own, because I was just watching so many pickup videos and I was wishing that I could do it, but something was really holding me back. I didn't want to experience that fear. I resisted it, and it just made it a lot worse than it actually is.
There's that, you know, there's the deeper realization, and there's also things you can do to enhance
and to get triggered
insight, the wisdom. So they kind of work together. And in my journey, I started out with the actions, with putting myself out there, you know, embarrassing myself in public and, you know, doing strange things in front of strangers, led to the YouTube stuff. But I also had this type of realization a few years ago. Just that alone made me a lot more relaxed while I was doing those things, and it gave me a lot more leverage. It's just so profound, and it can change a lot of people's lives. I think this is the future of psychology. Battery ran out, so we changed. Right now we're kneeling for you. Are you comfortable now?
Yeah.
We're standing really close.
Yeah,
But that's
I'm fine.
Yeah, but that's good. Because do you think 2 months ago you would be comfortable talking this close?
I don't know. Maybe not.
All right. I'm even surprised by me. You know, I'm more comfortable. I'm getting more and more comfortable with this kind of thing. But yeah, you saw those pickup videos, but you didn't take action.
Yeah.
And yesterday we filmed something.
We filmed an approach. Me
yeah.
approaching two girls. I approached these two girls. I felt really nervous, but I just stick with the fear and did it anyways. At the end of the day, I managed to do 2 more approaches, which is like
This is from yesterday?
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty big thing for me.
And that was without me, that was on your own.
Yeah, that was on my own. Yeah. I don't know if it was just from the overall vibe of yesterday, because I was pumped about all the things that were happening to me. But I wonder if I could do it in a week or something, because then I will be going through my life like normally, and
But now you know at least that you have the power to
this was
to change and to feel awesome and to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I think that's the biggest breakthrough someone with social anxiety has, that there's an event that occurs, maybe you make it happen yourself, maybe you go out, you embarrass yourself, you do comfort missions, like my friend Morton calls them, when you go out and do embarrassing things or awkward things, crazy things, and you wouldn't dare. Or through other events, like such as he went to the TEDx event, he bought a couple of programs and practiced them. Then he realized that he has the power to change. He realized that he has the power to break through the barrier and take it from there. But obviously it'll come back a little bit, but you know that you can make it happen again.
Yeah, people generally create their own problems, and then they try to blame on something external.
They blame others. They blame others. We do too.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Yeah, we do. All right, thanks so much for doing this, man. I'm very proud of you, dude.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. And yeah, you can check out the course, Social Anxiety Stripped Down Formula, in the link below. You can also join the email list. You will see more information about the course. You'll also see more articles that I put up on the email list. And also I'm doing coaching too, so if you would like me to do that, like I did with Petar, then I'm releasing a few spots right now, so you can email me about that. And if you see this like a year in the future, maybe I don't have coaching then, but yeah, try anyway. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Thanks to Petar. Awesome. This is Zagreb. We'll do a little pan here. So what is this called, Petar? What is this?
I don't really know.
He doesn't know. Bye.
Bye.